Happy Monday, Practice Community members, and welcome to this week's Monday Message. In today's Monday Message, I want to talk to you about how to run your People First project. So if you are brand new to my world, then you may not know what the heck I'm talking about, and that'll be pretty clear in a second what this thing is. If you're not new to my world, you may have come into my world because of the project, or because you heard about the project, or you yourself are currently in the midst of running your own or preparing to run your own. So if any of that sounds like you, then today's message is for you. So where is this coming from? You know, the People First project was a solution to the age-old problem many of us have, which is, why are there crickets on my calendar and I'm not getting enough consultations or conversations booked to get the kinds of clientele that I want to grow into my business? So there is a problem. And I was just like many of you. I would wait around for people to click that book your free discovery call button that I know is on your website, probably growing dust, just like mine was. And I was growing more and more frustrated that I was spending more time marketing my coaching than I was actually coaching. So let me take you back to 2017. At this point, I had been coaching for 7 years, but I had only been a formal business. So I had been on my own as a coach for only 3 years. And that's pretty new still, but I had had enough experiences to go, I don't like this whole wait around and twiddle my thumb thing. And I thought I was marketing to the best of my ability, right? I had a great website. I had professional photos, I had sales pages, I had opt-in pages, I was showing up on social media, I was going to networking events, I was handing out business cards, I was doing all the stuff that people said you got to do. But still, week after week, with the exception of a few events or speaking events or things like that, I wasn't booking conversations. And that means you're not booking clients. And I had it. I was exhausted by it because it always felt like no matter what I did, no matter how I showed up, it was ultimately never up to me if people could meet me in that space, let alone raise their hand, metaphorically, and say, hey, I want to have a coaching session with you. And it just wasn't happening. People weren't booking them, whether they were free or application-based or whatever. No one was booking. And I know that I'm not alone in that. That's a super common experience. So in 2017, I was pretty tired of this. I was fed up. I felt like, I know that, and I still believe this, I don't have any control over when people hire me or why, or the motivation ultimately at the end of the day behind them making that choice. But I wanted some ability to look forward and say, I know how to garner and gather and invite people into coaching. And I want to be able to look forward and say, if I need to have X number of clients in the next month, then I know I need to have Y number of conversations, and I could go make those happen. And so thanks to a few other coaches who were working with me and helped model this, I was inspired to run something called the People First Project. This was the summer of 2017. And my goal was to give away 40 coaching conversations in 60 days. Holy moly, right? Like, that's a lot. But I made the invitation, I wrote about it, I sent out personal invites, I connected with people, and the project filled in less than 14 days. Now when I run the project, it's a little bit different, right? Like it can fill in less than a day. If it's an application-based project, it might fill ongoing. But back then, I was shocked to have 40 conversations, which meant that in a matter of 2 weeks, I could look forward over the next 2 months and guarantee I was going to talk to 40 potential clients. That was the project, and it changed everything. I have since gone on to run the project every year, a couple times a year. I have given away coaching to more than 300 people. I've also filled my business continually. And I think it's also ripped out and inspired other people like you to do the same thing. So not only are we creating a really powerful effect, we're showing people and demonstrating our coaching, which is ultimately what you want to be doing, and you're giving people some awesome piece of self-empowerment at the same time. So here's the problem. People don't want to book a sales conversation, and it may say discovery session on your website, but what most are reading is let me sell you stuff. And ultimately, no one's going to sign up for a sales conversation, no matter how pretty or fluffy you make it. No one is ready to buy coaching. No one is sitting around it except for coaches thinking about coaching. So they're not going to go look for a coaching session because that's not even in the arena of the thing they're obsessing over. And most coaches are vague and unclear in what they do, how they do it, why they do it, and the results that they can garner from doing that with them. So you aren't as clearly defined as you might think you are. And I'll tell you right now that a confused buyer always says no. So this is why I think those console buttons fail. This is why they don't get clicked and they don't typically work, because these are the things that are at play behind the scenes all the time. So if you want to run your own People First project and you want to know how I do it, then join us for a free 5-day course. It is totally free, coming up from March 2nd through the 6th right here in our community. So that's 2 weeks from now. We're going to kick this thing off. And here's what's included in the 5 days. So day one, what is the People First project? Like, what the heck is this thing? Yes, I told you the basis of it, but why does it work? Because I can tell you in the last 3 years of doing the project and seeing other people do the project, there's a lot that have succeeded and a lot of them have failed. And I want to explain why that's happening. So why what most of you are doing to book consults isn't working. I'm going to teach you the only thing you're creating with all your marketing efforts, and you need to keep top of mind with all your marketing efforts. I want to give you the frame of the project. It goes deeper than just days and hours, and why you should do the project, but also why you wouldn't want to do this project. And you got to be in the right frame of mind for it to even remotely succeed. That's day one. Day two, why does the project, the People First project, work? Like, why specifically does it work? So the difference between good and bad scarcity, I want to talk about scarcity marketing, when to avoid it and when to utilize it. I want to talk about the power of reciprocity and why it is essential to your success that you're continually creating reciprocity in your business. When you need to kill those info sessions, and actually why you need to kill those info sessions. I'm going to teach you that the length of the calls that is most successful and the length of a call that is going to be the least successful. And also at the end of the day, what we're not measuring. So how do we know if this project is successful? I'll tell you what to measure and also what not to measure. That's day two. Day three, who is your People First project for? And who is it not for? So you're going to define your who. I'm going to tell you and teach you why I don't believe in niche. I think niching is not nice. I'm going to explain and teach you that the perfect coach fallacy is a fallacy and why it's ruining your business. We're going to talk about the 2/3 rule. And ultimately, you're going to create a powerful invitation for your own project. That's day three. Day four, what not to do. The most common mistakes I see in others' projects. So there are 5 of the biggest mistakes. I will tell you what they are. I'll also tell you how to solve each one beforehand so you don't have to worry about it in the middle of your project. And third, I'm going to teach you what you have to be prepared to give above all else. That's day 4. Day 5, running your project. So the biggest frequently asked questions I get when it's time to run your project. Again, I have helped many coaches do this over the last 3 years. I'll tell you right now, you all ask the same questions. So I'll help answer those right up front. What happens on the call? So now we're in the project, we're on the calls, what happens? And also what doesn't happen on the call and how to prepare for that. In addition to each of the days of content, all the content comes to you via a video just like this. The videos are anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Each video comes with a downloadable worksheet that you're going to fill out. When you put all those worksheets together at the end of 5 days, you will have the bones of your own project. You also get me inside the community answering questions live and supporting you for the full 5 days. And of course, you get accountability because you guys are going to be naming your projects, posting the dates of the project, promoting the project, and holding each other accountable to putting the project out there and actually following through. All right, but don't forget, the course is totally free, but you still have to show up, do the work, and create it. I can't do any of that for you. I can guide you to the information. I cannot make it happen on your behalf. Okay, so if you want to join us for this 5-day free course, How to Run Your People First Project, wait for the invitation. It's coming out on Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. right here in the community. You'll get a notification both in your email, but also here inside the community. Tell us you're in the comment section and mark your calendar for March 2nd when we kick things off. As soon as you tell us you're in, we're going to drop an invite directly into your email. We're also going to send you the link. All you got to do is click that and you're in. And then we just wait until March 2nd. We'll kick things off. All right, guys, happy Monday. Have a wonderful week here in the community. Take care.